Welcome to the channel. I'm Tony the Technician. Today we're going to be going into, I believe, 10 items that I picked up from Harbor Freight, some of them being basically the same thing, some of them very small items, but they were a great deal because I picked it up during the parking lot sale as well as the October ITC member deals. So got some pretty good prices on this stuff. We'll start with the smaller, cheaper stuff, and then we'll get into some of the other items that I picked up. So first up, not a big shocker, I always pick up some super glue when I can get it for, well, it's already super cheap at $2, but you could get it for 96 cents. So I have 5 on hand left. I always pick up another one after I go through 1 or 2 tubes, so it's always just good to have a supply. Little tip that my grandfather taught me with super glue: if you're tired of opening it and having it go bad before you use it the next time, throw it in the refrigerator. Next up, they had 50% off all of their Thunderbolt batteries. I picked these up because these are ones that I never buy at the store because I don't like buying batteries, because a lot of batteries get really expensive, and the lower end Thunderbolts can be okay for certain things, you know, kids' toys, things like that, but like I wanted to pick these up for key fobs and miscellaneous things that I tend to come across and not even realize it, and then I don't have them on hand, and then I go to the store to pick some up and I complain about the price of batteries. So these are the 2025s and 2032s, which are very common, and these are typically $4 or $1 each per battery. So $4 for this pack, $4 for this pack. I picked it up for $2 each, 50% off. You get it, you know math. I also picked up a bunch of their AA's and AAA's because these are normally $9 each, and they were down to $4.50, 50% off. I've already even used some of my AA's because my son's Bitsy went bad, and I figured these were a good battery for that. I've used the lower end Thunderbolts and wasn't impressed with them, but you know, you use them for certain things that don't constantly draw power. That's kind of what they're good for. But I've had a lot of viewers comment that these ones, kind of the higher end of the Thunderbolt lineup, are actually pretty good batteries. So I figured I'd give them a try and we'll see how they perform. But I thought for $4.50 each, for 18 of each, was a pretty dang good deal, especially with the prices of batteries nowadays. Now we'll kind of get into the tools that I picked up. Nothing huge, but some things that I've wanted to pick up lately that I wasn't actually expecting to be in stock, but found a couple of them. So actually, I'm just kidding. I forgot that I picked these up. These are the Grant's Ultra Plush Edgeless microfiber towels. These are probably their nicest microfiber towels that they have at Harbor Freight. They do have cheaper ones and smaller ones, but I like the edgeless without the stitching and stuff. I do a lot of detailing and cleaning, and I have a lot of microfiber towels, and I actually am pretty impressed by these. 350 GSM 16 by 16, and this is a 12 pack. Normally this runs $10. It was on sale for $6 as a ITC member deal. Just another good little deal. Then I picked up the Braun 450 lumen pen light. If you guys know Harbor Freight has been releasing a ridiculous amount of flashlights over the last couple, 3, 4 years, I don't know. They've come out with a lot of flashlights over the years. They do have a non-rechargeable version of this that just takes AA's or AAA's, whatever it may be. This is the rechargeable one. It's weird when you look on their website, some areas it'll say it's $22 or $23, and then another one will show $20, but I looked at the two different products. They're the same product, so I don't know. It also said store prices may vary. But yeah, I went ahead and picked it up because this was actually on sale for $14, and I thought that was a good price. I have a couple other pen lights. I have my old Streamlight that I bought from Matco back when I was in college. I don't even remember what I paid for this. It was probably close to $100 if I'm not mistaken. It was around 2016, so almost 10 years ago that I've had this. And then I bought a pack of like 5 of these almost 10 years ago when I was doing giveaways on my channel. And this one is just battery operated, or you know, disposable batteries. It's not rechargeable. Real cheap. I think I bought a 5-pack for like $10 or something like that, and it, you know, it's actually a pretty nice little light for being super cheap. And you know, if I lose this, no big deal. If I lose this, I'm gonna be mad. But it is weird because it's one of the only things that I have left that isn't USB-C anymore. No big deal. You just got a sliding sleeve here, O-ring that seals it. It's a decent, you know, little pen light. It's not adjustable or brightness isn't adjustable. There's no other levels. There's no zoom or anything like that. Which for, you know, I want to say it was like 70 or 80 bucks. Don't quote me on that. I can't remember. But a good flashlight, held up well. Battery lasts a long time, and I've had it for a long time. But this at $14 blew me away because it is a step up from my Streamlight and at a fraction of the cost. So if you just look at these, they have a very, very similar design. Obviously it's a pen flashlight, so they're not going to vary too much, you know. Very similar build. The Braun is a little bit longer. This is 450 lumens. I'm not sure about this. I know it's not 450 lumens. It's not quite that bright. It's probably around 200 or 300. The button feels good. It's got like a rubberized portion over it. It's a decent button or switch. The one thing I noticed about this light that I didn't care for is the belt clip. It does not feel the strongest. It is pretty weak, and it spins really easy. I would like some resistance on the belt clip, but not a big deal. The charging port, you unscrew and then slide back. You can see here, you can see there the USB-C port. It's got this white kind of transparent rubber seal around it, but that is also going to be an LED indicator behind there, so it'll kind of illuminate red when it's charging and green when it's fully charged. Then you can slide the sleeve back up, rotate it, now it's sealed shut. Up to 9 hours of runtime, up to 230 foot range, water resistant, IPX7 rated. It does have a high and low, like I stated. Aluminum housing, steel pocket clip, aluminum sleeve over the charging port. And one thing that I was really impressed with is this does have a twist zoom. So I thought that was really cool. It does come with your charging cable and instructions or whatnot. There you can see 450 lumens on high, can run up to 4 hours, 230 feet, or on low, 110 lumens, 9 hours, 120 feet. And so you just turn it on, and then if you double click, now it's on high, now low, high, and then if you take the front and twist, it is a fine thread, so you do have to twist quite a bit. There's the focused beam, or more of your spotlight, and then turning back, you get more of an area light. So I do really like that, and I think for $14, that's a really good deal. So next up, I picked up the Icon Professional Mini Torx screwdriver set, and I wanted to pick up their screwdriver set, but if you guys know the channel, I already have way too many screwdrivers. I probably have 4 or 5 full sets of screwdrivers, and then I have a bunch of miscellaneous screwdrivers, and honestly I don't need any more screwdrivers, so I definitely wasn't buying a whole Icon set. Plus, I think I'm not a huge fan of the screwdriver handle design, especially on their larger screwdrivers. They do have quite large handles. I'm not a big fan. If that's what you like, that's perfectly fine. Not my thing. But this is the 4-piece Mini Torx, and I will definitely get some use out of these. I run into Torx quite a bit. This includes T8, T10, 15, and 20. I think if 25 was in here and it was a 5-piece set, this would be a killer set. But no big deal. I'll still get a lot of use out of them. Comes in the nice little storage tray. Just a little bit of information on them. Precision machined vapor blasted magnetic tips. Ergonomic tri-lobe handle. Does have your wrench bolster here at the base, chrome plated steel, soft grip, and the other thing that I like is the top of the handle does state the size. So it's nice that you can see that if you're not keeping them in the organizer. I'll probably have mine in the side of my Milwaukee pack out. So I do like the Icon tri-lobe design. I just don't like some of the bigger screwdrivers. These, obviously, being mini, are pretty small, but they feel really good in the hand. Red is a plastic material, black is a rubberized material. I really like that bolster, but at the same time, when I'm working with like a T8 or T10, I don't know how much pressure I want to be applying to it. I don't know about that. But, you know, it is a cool feature. I like the organizer. You know, some people may like these organizers, some may not. You know, if you can afford the space, it is a nice organizer. It's pretty solid for one of these plastic organizers. They are magnetic. I don't know if you can't really tell, and it's not going to be able to lift anything ridiculous or anything that I have around here. Here's a little PB Swiss screwdriver. So, I mean, it's pretty decent magnetism. Not that you can't just magnetize it yourself, but you're going to see the blasted tips. So if you guys have this set, let me know your guys' thoughts or experiences with it. But this 4-piece set is originally around $15. I got it for $9.74. I thought $9 for a 4-piece set of mini Torx was a pretty good deal and was worth trying out. So next up, we're looking at the Icon 7-inch diagonal side cutters. And did I need these? No. Honestly, I did not, but they were priced well, and with the 35% off all pliers and screwdrivers, I figured it was, you know, worth it. Same thing with that mini Torx set that was part of the 35% off. So these are originally $20, and I got them for $13. I think $13 for these is very fair. Definitely some of the heavier, possibly the heaviest diagonal side cutters I own now. These are just a few of the others that I have. You know, I got some channel lock, I got some Fujiya made in Japan, some Southwire USA, some Knipex German. I got a couple different sizes of these, but I will definitely say I probably didn't need these, and they are quite a bit bulkier, but they feel good in the hand. Once again, I like the snap-on handle design, so this is very, very similar to that, and feels good. We will see how the edges or blades hold up on them. But even though these are kind of bigger and bulkier, they feel like they're built like a tank. So hopefully the important thing is those blades hold up well. Just a little bit of information on it. Induction hardened cutting edges, forged alloy steel, dipped handles, basically the exact same information there. Designed in the USA, manufactured in Taiwan. You know, I thought $13 for this was a pretty dang good deal. So this was the last one on the shelf, so I got lucky there. And then the last one that I picked up was the Icon flush cut. This is the 6-inch pair, and I love a good set of flush cuts. I have a ton of different flush cuts. I brought out just a few of the ones that I have. I have a cheap Play-Doh set, which have actually worked pretty dang well. They're very sharp. I've been using them for years. Not a big deal. Extremely, extremely cheap. Then I have some more expensive ones. These are Fujiya made in Japan ones. Really high quality, some larger ones for cutting, you know, thicker plastics and stuff like that. Really sharp edges, really clean finish. And then I have a spring-loaded set with a pair of catchers on the back, so it actually catches the zip tie when you cut it off. And that's just a few sets. I have, I don't know, 2 or 3 more sets of, it's another one that I probably could have got by without, but I have a problem. Now, the other ones that I would have picked up are the twin grip knockoffs and the snap-on slip joints. They're knockoff, but I already own those two, and I don't really have a need for the Icon ones, which it's kind of stupid of me to say that, as I have 4 pairs of flush cuts over here and 4 sets of diagonal side cutters, yet I still picked up both of those. But I think the slip joints were in stock, but I was like, I already have the snap-ons, no need for me to pick up the Icon. And they had this in stock, which honestly was the first time I had seen these two in stock in quite a while from Icon. But I decided I already have these, so I just stuck with these. And I already own the Icon wire stripper and crimper set, which I've been using quite a bit lately. They're doing really well. So I'll do an updated review on these here in the near future, but there were just a couple pairs that just weren't in stock that I wish I could have gotten my hands on, but not a big deal. It's not like I need them, just like these. I definitely didn't need these, but 3/4 inch jaw capacity, dipped handles, flush cut jaws, heat treated steel, fully polished finish, but I wanted to see how these performed. I have not used these yet, so a good pair of flush cuts is worth it. I mean, even if you're okay with these are a couple dollars, and you can still, these are way better than using diagonal side cutters. I can do that all day long and I won't start bleeding. Somebody that uses diagonal side cutters on a zip tie just creates a dangerous situation. So I like to use flush cuts anytime I'm working with zip ties, but we'll just see how they perform. Okay, that was pretty buttery. So honestly, you shouldn't be using this on hardened wires or anything like that, softer materials, and it actually feels, it doesn't have that snap to it when you get through the zip tie. I don't even know if you can hear that snap, maybe. With, now I just got zip tie pieces flying everywhere, but whatever. It's a much more dense, solid sound when it cuts through it. I actually like that. They feel pretty dang good. And we'll see how flush it gets them. Yeah, we're good. So I can stick my hand or arm down in an engine bay and not worry about giving myself a nice track down my forearm. So you can definitely see they are lubricated. They've been doing this since I pulled them out of the package. I've wiped them off a few times, and they don't operate too bad. There's a little bit of resistance there, but nothing, you know, like no binding or anything like that. So definitely a nice little set. Definitely some clean work on this set for sure. And I do like that they actually protected it with this over top as well in the packaging. But I think they did a good job on these. Definitely a little bit bulkier than all of my other ones, but I definitely think this is also a good set. So that's just a look at the items that I picked up. Oh, I don't know if I mentioned the flush cuts. They're originally $33, I believe, and they were down to $21.44. So I think that's a fair price for these. I think 30s is pushing it, but if you can get it in the 20s, some people can even get even better deals. I think $21 is a great deal for that. So I thought these were some pretty good items, at least the pliers, the mini Torx, the flashlight. Obviously those are just kind of miscellaneous supplies, but that is what I picked up at Harbor Freight, and it was well under $100. So I was really happy with my purchases, going through this parking lot sale and using ITC member deals. So if you guys have any of these items, please let me know your guys' thoughts or experiences with them. If you guys want to see more in-depth comparisons of any of these pliers or screwdrivers or flashlight compared to some of my others, feel free to drop a comment down below. I'd be happy to make another video on it. But other than that, if you guys enjoyed, make sure to smash that thumbs up. And if you guys haven't subscribed, make sure to subscribe. I'll see you guys next time.